You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV Silicon Valley After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV Silicon Valley After Show.
Hey everybody, we're back with a new theme song. It's the Silicon Valley After Show on AfterBuzz TV. I'm Jeffrey Masters.
Hello, I'm JB Zimmerman.
I'm Sophie Schillaci.
Hi guys, and today we're going to be talking about proof of concept. Silicon Valley number 7. We're at the conference. Disrupted?
TechCrunch Disrupt.
Disrupt.
Yes.
No ED. Okay. It was a very much of a preamble to the finale show.
Clearly.
Finale part 1.
Yes. It's the penultimate episode, so sometimes, they can be a little drab as they are setting up a lot of things for the big end game.
There are lots of good jokes in this one, but it's like, these are the breadcrumbs, and next week we'll see where they lead.
Yeah, it was interesting that this is titled Proof of Concept, because we didn't really get that. I mean, we got sort of them setting up for it, but there was really no proof because it ended in such a cliffhanger way.
Yeah, I agree. Usually, we just asked what the title was before we started the show, and usually I'm like, oh, yeah, of course. But I was like, why would they call it that?
Yeah, it didn't seem to fit this time around, but hey.
Well, then again, a lot of the language I don't understand on the show, so maybe I'm in the same party after all. I don't know. I loved all of the ladies in tech jokes this episode.
Oh yeah,
lots of those.
It's a goddamn meat market.
Yeah, 15%.
Love it.
I know. This one I know they shot after the premiered.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder if there was a lot of feedback from the premiere in the early episodes being like, where are the ladies? And they're like, that's how the tech world is. So I wonder if this was their way of being like, hey, we heard you, but don't worry, we're in on the joke.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that. I wasn't sure if they had filmed everything before the premiere, but that makes a lot of sense that it may have been a reaction to all that feedback.
Yeah.
Well, I know that HBO has been getting a lot of flack based on how the viewers are feeling about the lack of women and their portrayal with that. So,
oh, really?
I don't know if it's a direct kind of comment to that, to say like, hey, we heard you, we're fixing it, or if they just sort of want to make it a little bit less kind of intense.
I know what you mean. But although, here's the thing. That's what the tech world is like.
Right? Oh, sure.
So they're trying to represent that. So this is the magnifying glass that they're holding up, being like, listen, it's not right, but that's what it is. We're presenting that to you so that you know.
And frankly, putting these females in, I thought was just good comedy fodder. It's a good way to show how these boys are when they're in the presence of females, which is not good.
Right. It's sex-starved teenagers.
Yeah, originally I thought that the Java blonde girl was there sort of as a trap, maybe by the competing company.
Same. I thought the same thing.
Right. Because when she distracted Guilfoyle and then Dinesh, it sort of seemed like she was systematically taking everybody down.
Yeah, why is she doing this?
Right.
And yet we find out there's no underlying plot so far. She's just a little bit dumb.
Yeah.
Or not dumb. I tweet. I don't know Java. I'm brilliant. No, I know. I like that they were kind of leading us at this direction of wait, where is she going with this? I'm not quite sure.
Maybe we'll see more of her. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't catch why Guilfoyle wrote that code for her, what it was for. Did either of you guys catch what it was for?
Or it wasn't for, they didn't say what it was for, but she definitely asked him to write it in the first couple minutes of the episode.
I remember that. I just wasn't sure if there was a reason or what the code was for.
I think it was just because it was a hot blonde girl, and he was like, absolutely, I will help you with anything. And
but I kind of love that, similar to musicians, girls crushing on them, look how they play the guitar, they're so passionate, so beautiful. It's the same thing. Look at this code she wrote. Oh,
it's
gotta get
gorgeous.
That code crush, baby.
There is apparently such a thing as an attractive code, I'm told by my hacker boyfriend. He told me that You don't typically get gay for code like Dinesh did this episode, but there is such a thing as a good-looking, attractive code. So,
and is that the way that like the code is laid out? It's like very clean and organized. Or
I
is
think
it
so.
just,
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I've heard that people will spend years like working on this code that's their pet project.
wow.
You can definitely write a code to be functional and do what you need it to do, but you can also write it and just spend time and like perfect it and tweak it and like.
And I don't know how like limited or not your knowledge of code is, but is it something that
Limited is generous.
So maybe we'll get your boyfriend on the line. Yeah. I'm wondering how much of code anybody can, if you know code, can you read any code and understand it?
I think so.
Okay.
To my understanding, which is limited to the strongest sense of the word, it is. I mean, it's sort of you're writing it as a kind of a blueprint almost of what the site's supposed to do.
Well,
so
it's like learning a language,
right,
I think.
exactly.
Right. So once you know the language, you can figure out,
So
what
maybe
order
there's
it's
like
placed in.
larger vocabulary words, but you know the gist.
Yeah.
Is that the way it is?
I think so.
Well, yeah,
I don't know. We
I
could be
think
spewing
there's,
nonsense.
What might be more attractive is consolidating it in this special way. It's sort of like a proof almost.
A well-organized code.
Yeah, exactly. And if you can do something or accomplish something with less words, I guess, if you can call it that.
Efficiency. Oh my God, that turns me on. I like it.
Love it.
Okay, so tell me this. Where do we think Jared was and how did he get back? He said he was on the island for 4 days. Come on,
my
writers. Let us
gosh.
know how he got back. I love that storyline.
I know. It was so funny, and the timeline doesn't really match up for me when, it took him a couple days to get there, clearly, and then he was clearly stuck there for a few days. Who knows if he got in contact with anyone or...
Right.
I don't know.
How did he even eat food? I feel like it was just robots on that island.
There were birds.
So many
he caught
questions.
birds. He had a dead cell phone. Like, come on.
You know what I would love, though, is in the, off season when they're not shooting Silicon Valley, or even when they're first starting to shoot it, if they just did, a little short of, Jared's time on the island.
Right.
Just, a little web 3-5 minute piece.
He's,
I
joins
think would
the
be
cast
Hear
of
that,
amazing.
HBO? Do it.
Yeah.
Come on,
a web
HBO.
series.
Want
It's
it.
perfect. No, that's so trendy nowadays for the networks to be like, and don't worry, we're online as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be a nice little bonus.
Definitely. I would have loved a Meanwhile in Jared's Realm
Yeah.
segment.
I wonder if the writers got him there and they're like, oh, the next episode they're like, oh crap.
Just, do we really have to solve
How
this?
do we do this?
There's just not enough episodes, probably not enough time to do these things.
I know you can't make the show about Jared on the island, but why not?
Why not?
Why not? The other characters that I'm like, why not? Tell us more about them. Are the bro hackers? The
Right, the
clean,
bro
trendy
hackers.
ones. Yeah, from Hulu. I keep saying Hulu. Hulu. I love them.
Yeah. I would love to see more of them.
I
They're
agree.
funny.
I love that each hacker group too is hacker even a PC word? Programmer maybe? Hacker's
Well,
fine.
hacker's fine. It has a little bit of a negative connotation,
That's what I
but I mean, people that are in it can generally tell if you're a good hacker or a bad
Okay.
hacker.
So maybe we'll say
but programmer, I
programmer.
think, is a little bit more
Okay.
friendly
I love that
of a
every
term.
group of people, every minority, be it religion, race, sexuality, programmer, hacker, has the positive, negative connotation words.
Yes.
So the programmers from Hulu, of course. I want to know more about them, and I love that each group has their token Indian person as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, you know from your boyfriend if that's accurate or not.
I think it is.
Absolutely.
I think
Get one or two, baby. God, I wish we could learn computers. They need to teach that in elementary schools.
I mean, they're getting close, I
they?
feel like. Well,
That's
I
the
remember being
future.
in middle school and having computer class, and you just sit there and type, and I'm sure
God.
it has evolved
Oh,
to something
absolutely.
much more sophisticated since I was in middle
know.
school.
I remember learning how to type in second or third grade and drilled us into it. And I'm now I'm so thankful because I'm the
Yes.
fastest typer.
Definitely helps. I can't believe now, though, in schools they're not having kids learn cursive and stuff. They're just going straight to computers, which is crazy
That's
because
crazy.
they say that they might not ever have a signature, which is something you don't really think about.
Oh,
but,
that's interesting.
They wouldn't be able to autograph their name, really.
They could read it to copy their own name, I guess. You know what I can do cursive, but I was not ever taught it in school.
Oh, I was.
And I mean, I just got out of high school last year, so it's very current, But that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I hardly use it. Since learning it, I guess I sort of always wrote printing.
Yeah.
My handwriting's a weird hybrid just because I loop
yes.
everything, so it's half cursive.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the board of like my notes, and it's like some lowercase, some all uppercase. And I did my cursive. My dad once said I had like a personality disorder. He's like, you need to write in one font only. No, Dad, I don't want to.
Why? Because we have computers now and we just type
Exactly.
everything anyway.
So tell me this. Monica is now all of a sudden pro Pied Piper, like the leader. But last episode, she's telling them, you're not my first priority. You're not my only priority.
Right. What happened to everything? I get that Peter was on vacation or whatever,
Right.
but where were
With
all
Lorne
of
Michaels? Was that the name
and
they dropped?
Kanye West.
Yeah.
And Kanye West.
such a
That's
random-
amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what Lorne Michaels and Kanye West are doing together, but
On the safari?
Yeah, the safari. That may be a foreshadowing for how Peter, the character,
Like a
goes out.
panther attack.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of things
Maybe.
can happen on a safari. Obviously, it's a more dangerous thing you can do.
I wonder if they're going to address the feud with Hooli.
I do not know the answer to that, but if I know Hollywood, which is my knowledge of that is through Hollywood Reporter only, that website, not the magazine. No, I feel like the writers and the team will want the extra time to deal with the issue from like the finale onward and not have to deal with it now. Like they don't want that pressure usually when things like this happen. They prolong it to have like the break.
That makes sense.
Right. To handle it in a respectful way, which totally makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
when you lose a part of the cast like that, you should, have respect for their work and really want to tribute to their whole time with you.
Of course. And like the show, he wasn't a big part of it, but a major influence on everything going on. Not like stage time wise, but so interesting to see.
Right.
And like the whole first decision of the premiere was Peter Gregory or other guy, and they went with Peter Gregory.
Why can't we remember the other
my
guy's
God,
name
I
right
can't
now?
Gavin Belson.
Gavin
DeGraw,
Belson.
Gavin
Oh my
DeGraw.
gosh.
He was going to join music with Gavin DeGraw or Peter Gregory. It's like, I don't know. That
you just
name
call
is
him
just
Gavin DeGraw?
I was kidding. But Peter Gregory is just like a massive like influence and name and like force within this whole series. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I
shall
guess
see.
so.
Yeah.
Who was surprised by Erlich?
Surprised by
His
I will tell you what I
shenanigans.
was surprised by. I was surprised by the fact that he was able to get that beautiful woman to sleep with him.
Yeah, not the first time. We didn't see what the guy who he slept with his wife before.
Right.
The previous.
I'm surprised that
affair.
Erlich is able to bag this many chicks.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, your
Really?
sexual prowess is growing.
I know he has money and he sold Aviato and gained the universal respect of the ladies,
Universal.
but I gotta be honest, I wouldn't be interested.
He has a lot of confidence. That counts for a lot.
Swagger.
Yeah, and especially not in the world of 2% of women, 15% of women.
Yeah. You would think he
15%
has,
being the max.
yeah, you would think he would have too much competition, but
Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird storyline.
none of them are really all that
So-
female savvy, so maybe he doesn't have that much competition.
Right. And then he's tackled immediately once he takes the stage.
Yes.
So is that, do we think, the ex-wife or the current wife? Like, does he know about that?
Oh.
Because he has to know about one or both.
I think it is the new wife.
I think so,
because
too.
otherwise, I feel like the tackle would have come much earlier when he first saw him.
Oh, that's exactly right. Oh, man. How did he was on stage? He looked fine. I'd be like, listen, my wife just cheated on me. I gotta go. I gotta go beat some people up.
He's used to it already.
Oh my God, I know. Weird. I don't know.
Poor guy.
Yeah, lots of love storylines going on though. Like with
Yeah.
the other, not girlfriend, but Sherry. Not obsessed with you. Yes, you
Love
are.
Sherry.
I thought she was perfectly cast. I was like, yes, I could see those people together.
She was great, and one of my favorite moments I think of this episode was when he got her picture stuck on the big screen, and he couldn't get it down.
Oh my God, that's like my worst nightmare.
Yes,
I used to have to plug my computer in all the time at work, and I was like, oh my God, what is happening? What's happening?
you have to like double check everything that's
know.
open or what.
I
could
even don't like
possibly
people
come
seeing
up.
like my tabs up. So if I like walk away from my computer, I'm like down, desktop.
Yeah,
Yeah, just close the lid.
Yeah, clamshell. Oh, I don't know.
mortifying.
So lots of like breadcrumbs being, to continue the analogy, being
Yes.
left in this episode. Should we jump to some predictions? We got a
Sure.
big finale coming up. Cool.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
Predictions. Who would like to start?
Not me.
I'll go. I think we'll finally get the presentation from Pied Piper, and I do think hopefully T.J. Miller's character, Erlich, really knocks it out of the park. I really want them to have some sort of success finally. I mean, we kind of laugh at their expense most of the time, but
yeah.
See, I feel like it might be a big character moment for Richard. He might be forced to like face the music and get up there and actually
and, like, speak
deal with
coherently.
it. Yeah. And, you know, actually prove that, you know, he can be the head of a company.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much buzz around him in the world of Silicon Valley, but also, like, as viewers, we still want to know, like, exactly what Pied Piper is and, like, what's to come for the company.
Right.
I'm confused by Jared's storyline of talking about the rats always, like, leading them around, like, drawing them out. So I don't know, like, where that's going.
Yeah, I think Jared's losing it a little bit.
Yeah,
I think we might see some more unraveling.
Yeah, and we see that with his, like, makeup and his clothes. It's a little more, like, you know, bags, and he's, like, looking rougher and rougher each episode.
yeah, he looked haggard. I mean, granted, he just got back from being marooned on a robot island.
Right.
He's having a rough couple days, you guys.
Why did everybody hate Jared in this episode?
I don't know. I love Jared.
So bad for him.
Yeah, just no, Jared.
It was also just, like, rude. It wasn't, like, fun and games. I don't know.
It's only
I
essential
really
people
didn't like that
over here.
storyline. I don't like being mean.
No. Come on. But I was glad that he stood up for himself and talked to Monica and he said, listen.
He's my partner.
He's my partner.
That was a very funny exchange.
Side note, I thought this episode was so quotable. I loved it. And I loved the part where Richard's like, I am safe. I back up my computer 5 times a day.
Yeah,
Duh.
That was the best quote of the season so far. All right, guys, the finale's next week. We will see you then.
No, it's not.
No, it's not next week. Okay, roll tape. All right, guys, let's start over. The finale is in 2 weeks from today.
So Memorial Day weekend, we will not be with you.
Right, but the following week.
Yes, June, the first Sunday of June.
Oh, my word. I can hardly wait
June.
till then. What about Twitter, guys? What are your handles?
You guys can find me at JB_Zimmerman.
I had to think about that one for a second. Yeah.
What's my name again?
I am at Sophie Schillaci.
Spell it for us again.
SOPHIESCHILLACI.
Got it. And I tweet and Instagram from Jeff Masters 1. We will see you next week. Good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.